specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services.
And now, Radio Cayman presents The Business Buzz, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. This is where we address the business topics that matter. Radio Cayman's Business Buzz. Here's your host, Anita Khan.
Good morning. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day today. I want to say good morning to all our listeners, our viewers on YouTube, and of course, Miss Susan Watson, the producer of The Buzz. She's holding it down this morning in the next studio. And of course, good morning to our guest who is in the studio with us this morning. On this first segment on The Business Buzz, we have two segments, of course. In this segment, we put a spotlight on the Cayman Islands Humane Society. And following the 8 o'clock news, weather and traffic, we'll come back and bring you the second segment of The Buzz. At that time, we'll feature the Mr. In Pursuit of Excellence with Lloyd Barker Jr. But in the meantime, let's welcome our guest in the studio, Miss Samantha Cooper, Operations Manager of the Cayman Islands Humane Society. Good morning, Samantha.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm great. It's great to be here with you. Thank you so much for
First time you're
me.
in our studio, so
It
we welcome you.
It is, yeah.
And I know you won't be a stranger. Good morning, Sue. Samantha, it's good to have you in the studio. We have lots to talk about, and the time is very short, so we'll get right to it. Now, can you just give us some background on the Cayman Islands Humane Society for those people who don't really know about the society?
Absolutely. So this is our 50th year now. We were founded 50 years ago to help essentially the homeless cats and dogs of Cayman. So people started to see animals on the streets and to want to do something to both take care of them and prevent that happening. So our mission is to rescue, protect and find homes for those animals. And we work hard to end cruelty and neglect, abuse. And also, of course, a big part of what we do is trying to reduce the overpopulation.
Okay. How did you become involved with the Cayman Islands Humane Society?
So I joined the society last April, initially as a volunteer, and then I became the operations manager June last year. So it's been a very exciting year for me. It's been wonderful to get involved in such a great cause and something I feel so passionately about. So yeah, that's.
And as the operations manager, what are some of the things that you do at the society?
So most people know we have the shelter. We also have two thrift shops, one in Grand Cayman and one in the Brac, and also the book loft upstairs from the shelter. So as operations manager, my responsibility is to try to bring all that together and help the society move forwards with its goals.
Okay. I love the doggies. I love the cats, and I'm always worried about when it's raining and I know you get flooded sometimes.
We do.
And then you have to ask the public to foster, temporary, but foster until the place is dried out and all of that. Now, with all the rain, the rainy season, the mosquito numbers are up, of course. Can you share some importance on the prevention of those animals having heartworm disease?
Absolutely. So we all notice the mosquitoes and how annoying they are biting us. But mosquitoes don't just bite you; they also can carry disease that, thankfully, in humans seems virtually non-existent on the island, but. There is a lot of heartworm disease. So heartworm is a disease that can affect cats, but it affects dogs more seriously. The mosquitoes essentially bite a dog with heartworm. And when they suck up the blood, they suck up some little larvae, the heartworm larvae. And then when they bite the next dog, some of those larvae are transferred, and they live in the dog's blood, they lodge in the heart, and they grow to be quite big. It's actually quite astounding if you see an actual infected heart. It's like spaghetti. It's just like spaghetti. It's really quite big, very long, and it fills up the dog's heart until they can't breathe anymore. And then their heart fails, and of course they die. And the really, I suppose, the one good thing is that you can prevent heartworm disease with a single monthly treatment. So it's just a chewy pill you can get from any vet. They actually taste really nice. They're kind of beef flavoured, I think.
My dog love that. Yeah.
And if your dog is getting that every month, then they're safe. And if we can get, one of the reasons I really want to get everyone treating every animal is that if all the dogs on the island were getting their heart guard, there would be no more heartworm disease, because the mosquitoes would not be biting anyone that was infected. And so then animals that didn't have someone caring for them, that found themselves on the street, they wouldn't get infected, or they'd be much, much less likely to, because none of the mosquitoes would be carrying it. So you see how as an island we can all help each other. We don't just help our dog, we help everybody else's dogs as well.
Now cats. I love cats too. Cats, why should we, or what are some of the benefits of keeping our cats indoors?
It's just so dangerous here on the island. I know people move to Cayman from different countries and different cultures, and they have different ideas. But here in Cayman, everywhere it's dangerous for cats outside, and they haven't really evolved to be outside now. We've domesticated them. They've grown used to being cared for by humans. And I always say, if people came and worked at the shelter for a week and saw what we see every week, everyone would just do it. They would just keep their cats inside, because every week we have cats come in the most terrible shape, having been hit by cars, mauled by dogs. They get into fights with other cats, and then if there are cats, especially feral cats out there with FIV, which is like human AIDS, or feline leukemia. So leukemia isn't caused by a virus in humans, but it's caused by a virus in cats, and it can be transmitted quite easily, so they can pick up disease. They also pick up parasites, of course, if they're not. Even when cats are well fed, they will be excited by little lizards or other things that they go after.
They love lizards and birds.
Absolutely. And they might, they might pick up bits of carrion, bits of roadkill. So they pick up worms, they pick up other parasites. They also can get sick. They can get salmonella and which also, we know in humans how bad that can be. They also can eat inappropriate things. So if they end up going through the garbage because they smell something really nice, like sometimes cats will eat the plastic wrapper from the bottom of a meat tray because it's soaked in beef blood or, chicken blood or something.
There's still some remnants in there.
Exactly. It smells so good to them, but it's actually not food, and then it lodges in their stomachs, and then, that can be an expensive surgery to rescue your cat. And it's stressful for them. Cats need to establish a territory for themselves, and they defend that territory. But with so many cats on the streets, that's quite hard, and that brings them into contact with the feral cats, and then they get into these fights and they pick up disease and they get injured, and so there's just a lot of risks out there. And on the other hand, cats can be completely happy inside. So if you take a cat that's always lived outside and you just lock it in a house, it's obviously going to complain for a while.
I'm sure.
So there needs to be a transition. But you can get a cat gradually more and more used to being inside, spending longer periods in there, and eventually being fully inside. And they they will still look out. They're still curious. But if you play with them, if they have toys and interaction, they can express all of their behaviours. You can have toys on strings so they can jump or pounce or chase after something.
Once they're happy.
Once
they're happy, they'll be happy to stay inside.
Exactly.
No, that's a good reason to keep them inside. I've never thought about all those reasons before, Samantha. Thanks for making that so clear. So far in 2023, how many? I know you keep stats. I'm pretty sure you keep stats.
We do.
How many cats and dogs has a Cayman Islands Humane Society rescued, adopted, or even transferred? And what are the figures for your spays and neuters?
So for this year so far, we have had 222 adoptions.
What?
And we've transferred 114 animals to our overseas partners, where they get adopted.
I've seen them on
often
Facebook.
Within hours or days.
114 adopt.
Absolutely.
222 adopted.
Yeah.
And 114 transferred.
Yeah.
Okay. How about spays and neutering? Do you keep tabs on those as well?
Of course, and as I said in the beginning, the addressing overpopulation is a big part of the society's goal. There are so many animals come to us just because people don't have space for them anymore, because they have puppies, perhaps, or kittens, perhaps unintentionally. So it's so important people get their animals fixed, and we try to do everything we can. We fix all of our animals before they go out, and we try to facilitate as much as we can access to spay and neuter for anyone who doesn't have a private vet they can go to.
Okay.
So far this year, we've done 568 surgeries. Over the year, last year, we did 1,143. So if you think each dog could possibly have up to 8 puppies a year, each cat could have up to 15 kittens per year, 1,000 animals that are not producing puppies and kittens every year. The mountain of animals that takes potentially off our streets or out of the shelter is really important.
You know, sometimes I wonder how the staff keep up at Humane Society, but I know you're always busy and you always have your volunteers. This is your 50th anniversary, as you said earlier, and you have, as a non-profit, how do you fundraise? And how many events you have per year on an average?
Absolutely. So lots and lots of fundraising. Our money comes from donations and what we fundraise predominantly. So we charge an adoption fee that helps to cover the medical costs for that animal. But the majority of our money comes from fundraising. So right now we have the anniversary raffle, which we're very excited about, and we're hoping to plan a 50th anniversary birthday party. I don't have any details to share yet, other than our actual birthday is early November. It's the 2nd of November. So that weekend we're hoping to put something together that people can come and celebrate with us.
But you have the 50th anniversary fundraising raffle.
That's right now, and somebody could win. Someone could win $50,000 in honour of our 50th anniversary. And the second prize is $5,000, and the third prize is $2,500. So we're only selling 2,000 tickets.
How much per ticket?
Your odds are pretty good. It is $100 per ticket.
Okay.
And I know that sounds a lot to some people, especially with the cost of living as it is. $100 maybe more than they can afford to give, but they still want to support us. Some people are getting together with their friends
and just buy a ticket
together, and then split the winnings.
Good idea. Now, when will the raffle take place?
So as soon as we sell all the tickets, but latest end of October.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the proceeds will go towards what, some of your projects, I guess?
Mostly our running costs is what we need to keep the doors open. We need to feed, water, house the animals, buy cat litter, pay for medicines, pay for veterinary care. So yes, it will go on all of that. We have a few small projects going on around the shelter just to keep it running because it's quite an old building. But yeah, that's mostly that. The money will go directly to the care of the animals themselves.
If you're just joining us, you're listening to the Business Buzz. This is the first segment of the Buzz this morning. I'm your host, Anita, and in the studio we have Ms. Samantha Cooper. She's the operations manager over at Cayman Islands Humane Society. Thanks to our sponsors this morning, Cayman Insurance Center and Total Health.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, he hath founded it upon the seas.
Dalkeith Ruel Bodden, 1918 to 2001.
Dalkeith Ruel Bodden, like many Caymanian men of his generation, spent much of his early adulthood overseas, having worked for his family cattle business in Georgetown since the age of 10, and at 19 he went to Aruba to work for an oil company. When World War II was declared in 1939, he went to England and enlisted in the Royal Air Force. He served with the RAF for 6 years, including tours in East Africa and Egypt. En route home in 1946, Dal talked with King Parker in Jamaica about the possibility of seaplanes landing in the North Sound. This vision later became a reality. Dalkeith married the former Vita Marin in 1947, and the couple had one daughter. In 1957, he opened Crew Road Gas and Service Station. Later, he and Vita built the Bodmer Building in Georgetown. Dal was a founder of the Rotary Club and the Veterans Association. He donated property to the Cayman Islands government to enable a road to be built into the Queen Elizabeth II Botanic Park.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Through the Rotary Club of Cayman Brac, on behalf of the District Governor David Kirkcaldy, we, Rotary Central, the Rotary Clubs of the Cayman Islands and the Lions Clubs community, join our sister islands, Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, pausing to pay our respects to salute the passing of a citizen of note. This humble, gentle, genteel man of committed determination toward good. This engineer, photographer, Morse code and wireless operator, pioneer in the development of Cayman telecommunications, devout Christian, church elder, entrepreneur, patriarch of Tibbetts Enterprises at Cotton Tree Bay, pillar of Sister Island social and business development, a storyteller, Brac historian, D. Bernard Tibbetts, Mr. Bernard. This man of Caymanite resolve, this giant now rests. Our heartfelt condolences to Miss Vernice, James, Jonathan, Paul, Matthew, the Tibbetts family, and our Sister Islands community. Mr. Bernard, you have left this path much better than you found it. Rest in peace.
Homeowners, protecting your family and property is crucial during the season, and you should always assess insurance needs long before a storm makes landfall. Most insurers won't issue new policies or increases when a storm is imminent. Cayman Insurance Center's team of professionals can help owners like you find the most comprehensive coverage and competitive rates. Call the insurance professionals at Cayman Insurance Center 949-4657 or email info@cic.com.ky. Don't take chances with your family's future or your valuable assets. Call Cayman Insurance Center's insurance professionals today at 949-4657.
Who will be the new queen? Miss Universe Cayman Islands will crown a new queen Saturday, September 2nd at the Westin Cayman Resort. Witness 5 stunning contestants as they hit the stage to become your national queen at the Miss Universe Cayman Islands 2023 competition finals and coronation. Be in the audience of this fabulous gala while being streamed live on the Miss Universe platform. 5 beautiful ladies, 1 crown on 1 fabulous night. Get your tickets at eventpro.ky or Funky Monkey at Governor Square. Miss Universe Cayman Islands 2023, Saturday, September 2nd at the Westin Cayman Resort. You don't want to miss it.
Attention all gaming enthusiasts, cosplayers, and technical aficionados. Experience the highly anticipated revival of the Caribbean's premier esports and gaming convention, taking place on September 30th and October 1st at the John Gray High School Gymnasium. Gamers Bay 7. A captivating 2-day extravaganza. Prepare to immerse yourself in an unforgettable event filled with excitement and innovation. Competitors, come showcase your skills and vie for over $10,000 in cash and prizes. Engage in exhilarating head-to-head battles in popular games such as Fortnite, PUBG Mobile, eFootball 23, Rocket League, and Super Smash Brothers. Renowned YouTubers Beck Bro Jack, Adam Beck, and Alec Duras will be there. Cosplayers Carrigan Taylor and Windy Girk will be there too. Lots of free play opportunities catering to PC gamers, retro players, console enthusiasts, arcade lovers, and yes, virtual reality enthusiasts alike. Don't forget the plethora of vendor booths to purchase exclusive items and deals. For further details, including general admission tickets, registration for individuals or teams, please visit gamersbaycayman.com. Sponsored by the Cayman Esports Association, NetGeeks Media, Ministry of Innovation, Ministry of Sports, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Tourism, C3 Pure Fiber, Monster Energy, Digicel, Sagicor, Maxstore, Costuless, Cayman Olympics, Enterprise Cayman, Prestige Motors, High Tech Electronics, ATV Cayman, Office Supply, and Radio Cayman. Gamers Bay 7.
Business Boss. Business Boss with your host, Anita Khan.
Good morning and welcome back to the Business Buzz, our first segment this morning. Thanks to our sponsors, Cayman Insurance Center and Total Health. In the studio, I have visiting this morning in Miss Samantha Cooper. Samantha is the operations manager at the Cayman Islands Humane Society. Samantha, now I know you have the thrift shop and the book loft. So let's talk about the book loft first, because I know you have exciting things going on right now. What type of books can we find there? Your hours of operation and the book sale that you have coming up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I love our book loft. Anyone who is into reading, if they haven't been into the book loft already, it's upstairs from the shelter next to A.L. Thompson's. And we estimate there are about 20,000 books in there.
No way.
Unbelievable,
Wow.
isn't it? And books of all kinds. So we have fiction, we have children's books, and then we have a non-fiction section, which is divided by categories. So we have biography and politics, cookery, lifestyle books. I'm probably missing loads of categories, but there's all kinds of books.
What time is What time are you open?
So they're open 10 till 4, Tuesday to Saturday.
Tuesday to Saturday.
Yeah.
From what time again, sorry?
10 o'clock until 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
10 to 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you've got a sale coming up.
Absolutely, yes. So A.L. Thompson's has very kindly given us some space outside their store. They have that lovely covered area. So we'll be doing a big book sale, 3 books for $1.
The Georgetown branch.
Yes, sorry,
Okay.
I should say Georgetown. Yes, 3 books for $1.
3 books for $1.
I know, amazing, isn't it?
I know. I remember the time you bring a plastic bag, one of those Foster's bag, and you can fill it up for $5. Okay.
Yeah. So that's the 7th of October.
Okay, 3
if
books.
people want to plan ahead.
Okay, 3 for. Okay.
3 for $1.
3 for $1. You can't beat that.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, the thrift shop. What are the hours for the thrift shop?
So thrift shop for shopping is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Saturday. We're open 9 till 4.
Okay.
And then we take donations typically on a Monday and Friday.
Okay.
We have staff there just for processing donations, so it's really helpful if people come on those days between 9 and 1 to drop off any donations they have for us. And we really, really appreciate the way people donate to the Humane Society and to the thrift shop, the great clothes and various other things that
Susan
people
finds
bring to us.
Susan finds a lot of costume jewelry over there, right, Susan? Oh yeah, I'm gonna put you and put you out there, Susan. And she'll come in here with some beautiful pieces. I'm like, Susan, where did you get that? Oh, Humane Society. I'm like, what? The thrift shop. Nice. Now, we did talk about the fundraising, some of the fundraising efforts for the Humane Society, but we just want to remind our listeners and our viewers, of course, of the raffle you have coming up for the 50th anniversary.
Absolutely. So yes, please do come out and support us, buy a raffle ticket. We really need the funds to keep our doors open and keep taking care of all those animals. You can buy tickets at the shelter, at the book loft, at the thrift shop, also at Cayman Vets and Island Veterinary Services. Compass Media also have tickets, and then we are popping up around the island at different locations. So this Saturday we'll be at Hurley's from 10 till 4 and Cayman Bay Observation Tower from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. So any time between 10 a.m. and 8 p.m. on Saturday, you can come out and get your tickets.
And this is a chance, one-in-a-lifetime chance to win $50,000.
Yeah.
50,000 CI dollars.
That's right, yes.
And the second prize is
5,000, and the third prize is 2,500. Which would still be a nice thing to have. I wouldn't say no to 2,500.
I wouldn't say no either. And tickets are $100. And if you cannot afford to buy one by yourself, as Samantha suggested earlier, share it with a friend. Buy the ticket with a friend or friends. Now, you've got a new shelter it's a work in progress for the Humane Society. Let's talk a little bit about that, Samantha. How is it going?
Yes, it's very exciting to be getting some progress on that front. So some people may have seen in the news a little while ago, we got our outline planning permission to build it. The site is up in West Bay. Okay. And the site is big enough to give us space for a dedicated cat building, a dedicated dog building, and then we'll have a central building with veterinary services, laundry, office, adoption room, those kind of things, all the things that you need to run the shelter. Means we can separate the cats and dogs. It'll be less stressful when they can't hear each other for them. And it'll be, purpose built. We've done the best we can with our building, and so many people on the island have helped us out with either supplies or towels, or people come in and give their time and help us repair parts of the shelter. They've helped us build some of the interior to begin with. So it's been an island-wide effort, and it's great, but it's a little bit ramshackle.
Okay.
And we're really, we're excited to have the prospect of a new one. So we got our outline planning permission. And we're now working through the kind of construction drawings. That's not very glamorous, but things like the air conditioning, the plumbing, the electrics, it's all got to be planned, and building control, of course, have to sign that off. So that's where we're at the moment, working through doing all the planning of construction and the engineering of the building, and then we'll get building control. So it's still probably 2 or 3 years away from opening, because we need to do all of that. We will need to, it's a little bit complicated. The building is being built by the trust. They will need to raise some additional funds, and that's the kind of unknown. And then obviously kind of 18 months, 2 years to actually build the building, do the groundworks.
Okay. Now, can we get some contact information, Samantha, for the society?
Oh, absolutely. So our website is www.caymanhumane, all one word, .org. Everything is on there, but our main phone number is 949-1461. And, people, our phone line tends to be busy, but persevere if you need help. Or, in fact, if you want to buy a raffle ticket and don't want to come out in person, you can give us a call and do it over the phone as well.
Okay. Samantha, thank you so much for popping by the studio this morning. We love our doggies and the cats, and we love what the entire Cayman Islands Humane Society team does for the the animals.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's been really fun.
It'll be fun. Thank you so much. Thanks to our sponsors this morning, Cayman Insurance Center and Total Health. We're going to take that quick break for the news, weather, traffic, and we'll be back with a second segment, In Pursuit of Excellence, with Mr. Lloyd Barker Jr.
Thank you, Anita. And studio time now by Foster's is 8 o'clock.
All right, class, pay attention. School is back in session, and it's time to get back to school ready with Foster's.
Foster's is embracing school spirit with all the essentials like backpacks, stationery, lunch kits, and more.
And online, treat yourself to our useful back-to-school lunch ideas at livewell.fosters.ky to turn fresh and healthy into full and focused.
And any parents hoping to spend more time at home, there's always fresh delivery from Foster's Go.
Think you got all of that? We'll test you on it later.
Get ready for a great fresh start with Foster's.
Radio Cayman News.
Cayman gets slammed by torrential rain, lightning, and thunder today.
Boy, it is wet out here. The rain really started coming down within the last half an hour.
Port Authority facility was struck by lightning.
But if we're all careful, then we can all get home safely.
Radio Cayman. Your voice, your choice for today's biggest news.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Island.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. Cabinet held a mega meeting on August 15th, tackling a number of budgetary, legislative, and property-related issues. Looking first at money, Cabinet approved a $522,000 increase as well as a $1.5 million increase to the budget for domestic and aerodrome fire services. An additional $75,000 was greenlit for the Cayman Islands Cadet Corps Committee, as well as extra funding of $300,000 for management of planning applications, $400,000 for licensing of drivers and vehicles, and $393,000 for management of government properties. Money was pulled from the line item Sustainability and Climate Resiliency and moved to the budgets for Policy Administration and Ministerial Advice, $2 million, and Environmental Services and Research, $387,000. They also approved an $809,000 increase for the regiment's budget. Turning to legislative items, Cabinet approved the presentation of the Civil Proceedings Closed Material Procedures Bill to Parliament, the Labor Tribunal members' remuneration regulations, a 60-day public consultation period for the pharmacy bill, and the agricultural land use license policy. They also noted the 2022 annual reports for the National Museum, the National Gallery, and the National Cultural Foundation. Property, Cayman's leaders greenlit the purchase of land near Tibbetts Turn Road in Cayman Brac for public purchases. Other items included a new target handover date for the Ponciana Residential Mental Health Facility, as well as a name change to Ponciana Rehabilitation Center. They also noted changes in blood donor eligibility, the chief medical officer's guidance to health professionals on the possession and use of cannabinoid and cannabinoid derivatives, and recommendations received from the National Council for Persons with Disability regarding the disability policy implementation priorities. You can find the full summary online at gov.ky. Now, as just mentioned, Cabinet has approved remuneration allotments for members of the Labor Tribunal. According to the regulations gazetted this week, a member of a labor tribunal shall receive remuneration for each day or part of a day that relevant members attend a meeting of the labor tribunal or appeals tribunal. The breakdown is $400 for the chair, $300 for the deputy, and $200 for members. The regulations come into force tomorrow. The PAC-led government has published a series of new financial services-related bills. The amendment bills include bank and trust companies, limited liabilities companies, mutual funds, companies management, virtual asset service providers, companies, limited liability partnership, foundation companies, and insurance amendment bills. In addition, government has posted the Beneficial Ownership Transparency Bill, which will provide for the consolidation and enhancement of the beneficial ownership legislative framework in the Cayman Islands. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which will take us out of the newscast. I'm Carsley Fuller.
BBC News. President Ramaphosa of South Africa has expressed his grief after a fire in central Johannesburg killed more than 70 people. A locked gate at the derelict 5-storey block appears to have prevented people escaping. The Peace and Security Council of the African Union is meeting today to discuss the military coup in Gabon. The takeover has been criticised internationally. It followed a presidential election marked by irregularities. Iran says it has foiled a conspiracy to sabotage its military industry. Tehran accused what it called Zionist intelligence agencies of responsibility for the plot. Israel hasn't commented. Beijing has sought to dismiss concerns about its latest national map, which lays claim to other countries' territories. It said they must view the situation rationally. China says Taiwan's security will be damaged by the US decision to give it direct military aid for the first time. The deal is part of a program for sovereign countries. But Washington said this didn't mean it recognized Taiwanese independence. A Russian man has been sentenced to 10 years in prison for planning to kill a Chechen dissident. A German court was told he had been acting on orders from the Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov. This year's wildfires in Greece have so far destroyed more than 1,500 square kilometres of land. More than 80 are still burning. Tropical storm Idalia is moving into the Atlantic after ravaging some coastal areas of the southeastern US. Some affected parts of Florida are remote and haven't yet been reached. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road and in Buttontown, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin are the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road or Buttontown. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio. With the heat rising and temps flurrying, it's time to pull into Jose's Rubis, where you can buy 2 1-liter bottles of Aquafina water for only $3. Don't miss your chance to share the love during the Rubis Pure Summer Times 2 promotion. Each time you top up your tank with $25 of merchandise or from our 24-hour food mart or with your car's favorite fuel, you earn another stamp. Collect 6 stamps and you are entered to win $5,000 for you and $5,000 for someone you love. Don't forget to pick up tickets for the Lions Club Benzorama at Reflections, Hemp and Tobacco, Food for Less, and Jose's Rubis, now open 24 hours a day.
Hey, we got to have love now.
Friends of Ja Mitch come out to support a special live music fundraiser at the Hartwell Theatre, Saturday, September 2nd from 7 to 11 p.m. Free admission for all, but donations welcome to support the recovery efforts for one of Cayman's legacy musicians, Ja Mitch. Performances by Swanky, 5th Division, Heat, Sugar Daddy, and the J.R. Douglas Band. Proudly sponsored by the Caymanian Times, Young Blood Productions, CNCF, Love Culture, Reflections, and Radio Cayman. The Friends of Ja Mitch live music fundraiser at the Hartwell Theatre. Free admission, Saturday, September 2nd from 7 to 11 p.m.
The Ministry of Sustainability and Climate Resiliency wants your feedback on the updated national energy policy. The updated policy proposes new national targets for renewable energy, electric vehicles, and greenhouse gas emissions. Watch a virtual town hall and download the draft policy at gov.ky/national energy policy and send us your feedback by the 31st of August. You can take our survey online or email your feedback to energy@gov.ky. Log on to gov.ky/national energy policy to learn more.
And just to remind you, the Department of Lands and Survey will be having a Customer Appreciation Day Thursday, 31st of August, that's today, from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. is taking place at the Government Administration Building in the lobby. There's going to be complimentary refreshments, prize giveaways, plus learn how to make map requests online. It's happening today. That's the Department of Lands and Survey Customer Appreciation Day.
The 8:12 a.m. weather report brought to you by CG Britcay, where people come first.
Good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 84 degrees. Relative humidity is 92%. The barometric pressure is 29.87 inches and rising. The wind is out of the east-southeast at 3 knots. Overnight low temperature was 81 degrees. Synopsis indicate light winds and seas expected for the next 24 hours in association with a weak pressure gradient over the Cayman area. A slight increase in showers from Friday morning is expected as a tropical wave currently over the central Caribbean is expected to move over the Cayman area. Radar images show some isolated showers mostly south of the Cayman area, drifting towards the northwest. The National Hurricane Center in Miami, Florida, is issuing advisories on Tropical Storm Idalia and newly formed Tropical Storm Jose. These systems pose no threat to the Cayman Islands. For further information, you can always visit www.nhc.noaa.gov. Now, the forecast for today and tonight, calling for partly cloudy skies for the Cayman Islands with a 30% chance of showers, and temperatures will be in the low 90s today and will fall to the mid-70s tonight. Winds will be east to northeast, 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be slight to moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. Today's high tide will be this morning at 9:31, low tide this afternoon at 3:36, and a high tide again tonight at 9:48. The sun will set this evening at 6:39 and will rise tomorrow morning at 11 minutes past 6. And the outlook is calling for moderate winds and an increase in showers over the weekend, extending from Tropical Storm Idalia, as it is expected to move east towards Bermuda. That's the very latest on your weather report.
Take some advice from your Aunt Angie. Don't lie on your resume. Because if you say you've got trapeze experience, someone might shoot you out of a cannon and expect you to do a gymnast routine while flying through the air at 82 miles an hour. And just because you want to land on your feet doesn't mean you will. But if you're smart, you'll have CG medical insurance, so you get the best coverage for the price.
Get the best coverage for the price. CG Britcay. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
The 8:12 a.m. weather report brought to you by CG Britcay, where people come first.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by OnCourse Cayman. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
Change your thinking. Change your life. Developing the giver's mindset can bolster any relationship.
As motivational speaker Tony Robbins said, some of the biggest challenges in relationships come from the fact that most people enter a relationship in order to get something. They're trying to find someone who's going to make them feel good. In reality, the only way a relationship will last is if you see a relationship as a place that you go to give and not only a place that you go to take.
Change your thinking. Change your life.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by OnCourse Cayman. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
These days, feelings of loneliness, anxiety, stress, and depression can be overwhelming. Just know you are not alone. OnCourse Cayman offers private mental health services for children, teens, adults, and groups. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team.
On Course Cayman. Health, wellness, and happiness.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Good morning once again. Let's take a look at how your traffic is shaping up. Traffic coming off of the Esler Tibbetts Highway is stop and go as you head to the Butterfield roundabout, and continuing on to North Sound Road. Industrial Park area, moderate flow of traffic in both directions. Steady traffic coming off of Bobby Thompson Way as well as Agnes Way and on Hulda Avenue. Slight delays expected. To the east in Shamrock Road and Rex Creighton Boulevard, flowing moderately. On the Linford Pearson Highway, traffic a little stop and go. And as we look to Cool Road, traffic is steady heading to Georgetown. Eastbound traffic on Cool Road is moving along at a good pace. Moderate flow of traffic on Edward Street. Things aren't looking too bad on Shedden Road, as traffic is flowing moderately. Owen Roberts Drive, light to moderate traffic flow. And that's what's happening on your roads. Join us again at about 10 minutes after 12 o'clock. We'll give you another traffic report. Have a good morning and drive safe.
It's game time, Subway fans. We're upping our sub game with the all-new Subway Series menu, an all-star lineup of 6 delicious recipes. Just order by name or number and we'll do the rest. Whether you're catching a quick lunch or just need a tasty victory, the Subway Series menu is coming in clutch. Subway Series, easy to order, hard to resist. Try it today, only at Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
From Saturday, August 26th through Saturday, September 2nd, Tomlinson Furniture is having a massive anniversary sale on everything in store.
Living room and bedroom set, outdoor furniture, dining and coffee tables, home office desks and chairs, decor, mattresses, and more. All up to 50% off. See an item you like, save an additional 20% off the lowest sale price for savings up to 50% off store-wide. Register to win a $500 shopping spree with each purchase and receive a free gift with each purchase over $100. Shop and save up to 50% store-wide during Tomlinson Furniture's 48th anniversary sale. Sale ends this Saturday. Visit our showroom on the first and second floor of the Tomlinson Building, corner of Hospital and Walkers Road.
Hurricane season can be unpredictable, but your business doesn't have to be. In the face of adversity, you need a partner that goes above and beyond. Choose the path of resilience and certainty with C&W Business. Through disaster recovery as a strategy solution, C&W Business will safeguard your critical data, maintain seamless communication channels, and help you bounce back faster than ever before. Visit our website, cwcbusiness.com/myopenbusiness to learn more. Remember, a safe business is an open business.
The Ministry of Sustainability and Climate Resiliency wants your feedback on the updated National Energy Policy. The updated policy proposes new national targets for renewable energy, electric vehicles, and greenhouse gas emissions. Watch a virtual town hall and download the draft policy at gov.ky/national energy policy and send us your feedback by the 31st of August. You can take our survey online or email your feedback to energy@gov.ky. Log on to gov.ky/national energy policy to learn more.
The Department of Lands and Survey is pleased to invite the community to their Customer Appreciation Day on Thursday, the 31st of August from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Government Administration Building on Elgin Avenue. There will be refreshments, prize giveaways, and demonstrations. The Lands and Survey Customer Appreciation Day, Thursday, the 31st of August from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Government Administration Building.
Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz. It's 19 minutes after 8 o'clock. Thank you so much for tuning in. We have in the studio, it's a pleasure to have in the studio, Mr. Lloyd Barker Jr. Lloyd is the Executive Director of the Pursuit of Excellence Foundation, And just to note, he's also a lawyer and a motivational speaker. Good morning, Lloyd.
Good morning, Anita.
You just grew up right in front of my eyes. You know, you just grew right up. And I always look at you and go, oh my gosh, is that Lloyd? Little Lloyd?
No. It's little Lloyd, now grown up.
Little Lloyd Barker Jr. How are you, Lloyd?
Yeah, I'm doing well, doing well. It's such a pleasure to be back in the Radio Cayman studios. I always enjoy coming here, always enjoy seeing everybody, and definitely you included. So thank you for having me. And how are you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good. I'm off coffee, decaf even. So I'm still making it.
Yeah.
But it's good to have you in the studio. Lloyd,
Thank
you interned here as well, in case for those who don't know.
Yes.
For how long?
So I interned for 2 summers, and I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, that would have been in 2016 and 2017. And I did some work right down here in the studios and then also in the newsroom. So I had some pretty good experiences, and even some of the recordings I still have. So I've been able to listen to some of those. Yeah, I have a little portfolio. And it's so funny because one of the lawyers who actually trained me at Walker's, I actually interviewed that lawyer while I was interning. Then a few years later, she ended up being one of my trainers. So that was in law. So that was so fascinating, right? Yeah, but it's been interesting.
Lloyd, you're a young Caymanian, and I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
You are part of the Proud of Them team.
Yes.
So let's put it that way. I just want you to walk us through, what you've been from let's say from high school to now. If you want to go further, younger, fine. But just tell us who Lloyd Barker really is.
Yeah. So I attended Wesleyan Christian Academy. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And I attended from about 1999 because I went through the ranks there at Wesleyan and was part of band, choir, all that good stuff, and did a few kind of public speaking engagements at Wesleyan. So we have certain speech courses that you do, and I think that's one of the things that helped me tremendously in terms of public speaking. And then I also joined Junior Achievement, and during Junior Achievement that helped me quite a bit with confidence and exposure in the public sphere, and really just understanding how to interact with the public. And of course, with Junior Achievement, you're having to create a company and all that good stuff. So it really helps to build maturity. And so I experienced that while I was going through high school in Wesleyan. And as I continued to progress and develop generally, I had additional exposures and experiences, including international competitions with Wesleyan. And so that again helped me with just self-development, right? And once I graduated from Wesleyan in 2011, I actually graduated valedictorian, and that was a huge start for me to a successful academic journey, because that was somewhat of an omen to assist with my getting into certain institutions and certain programs and things of that nature. And so really just a reminder that it definitely starts from young. It starts from that stage in order to set yourself up for success. And I attended UCCI for 1 year, one academic year. I was in the Associates of Economics program, which I thought was quite close to business law, just because that's the closest that was available at the time. And so I completed a year. I knew that I wanted to go overseas to study in Canada for my undergraduate. So grades were really important. And so I focused on my grades, as I always did, but particularly then because it's a different level, it's a tertiary level. I'm coming from high school, right? And so focused on the grades and tried to secure scholarships and whatnot. And I was able to secure some scholarships in order to get my studies done in Canada. And I moved over to Canada for 4 years, and it was awesome because in high school I did French in anticipation. Yeah, I did French. I mean, the vocabulary is it's a little shaky right now because I haven't really used it. But I did French in high school, and that helped me in order to set me up mentally for Canada. And it's so funny because the reason I studied French was because I wanted to do my undergrad in Canada, right? So I said, you know what?
But did you use it at all?
Not
while you were there?
not really, because I studied in Ottawa and I didn't really use it. But, you know, like in my mind, I was thinking I'll do French so that I can actually go in Canada one day. And that was my faith. I was thinking that I will definitely make it to Canada, right, for my undergrad. And I actually did. And so that was pretty cool. And I studied at Carleton University for 4 years. I did an undergraduate, so a Bachelor of Arts Honors in Law with a concentration in Business Law and a minor in Communication Studies. And I graduated in 2016 with high distinction from there. Then I went to the UK in 2016 and did a postgraduate diploma in law, and that was one academic year. Then my final academic year, I did a postgraduate diploma in legal practice with a combined Masters of Law. And then I returned to the Cayman Islands in 2018 and started my articles of clerkship with Walkers, which is my current place of employment. And I qualified as an attorney at law in the finance and corporate team at Walkers. And I've been practicing now with the firm for a bit over 3 years. And so that is the current kind of status, and that was the journey.
The journey.
Yes.
Quite a journey.
Yes.
You could write a book, by the way. Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Well, I'm proud of you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And you do see that hard work does pay off, right?
Absolutely. It does pay off. I've certainly seen and felt the growth. I know that I've developed in such a tremendous way. I can look back. I'm someone who I never forget. I never forget where I started, never forget who I was or who was there with me or anything like that. I'm really just the same person, and I tell people that all the time. It's just the only thing that's changed is a bit of my exposure, my experience, and knowledge. But ultimately, I've had to work for all of it, right? And I think anything that anyone wants to acquire or obtain in life, they just have to work towards it. And it's not to say that anyone is better than any other person. It's just that they've worked for what it is that they wanted, and that's just a choice that you make, right? You can be the best in whatever area you choose. And so I've been really grateful over the years because it didn't have to go as well as it did, but I'm so thankful.
Now, the part that I want to hear about, especially Lloyd, motivational, you as a motivational speaker.
Right.
I wondered how you got started, but I could see where you got started now. Wesleyan?
Right. Yes, through Wesleyan.
Okay.
So
okay. All right. So you are a motivational speaker as it is now. Do you do this are you invited to do this, or do you normally seek out any speaking positions?
Yeah, so as it stands, I'm usually sought out to do speaking engagements.
Okay.
I usually have quite a bit going on just on a day-to-day, and so I try not to overwhelm my schedule too much, but if someone or a company wants me to assist with certain events or initiatives, I'm happy to assist. And so I just kind of assess at the time of the request and go from there. But yes, I definitely do the motivational speaking engagements, and I'm usually kind of contacted, and then we take it from there.
Okay. So do you stick to one not topic basically, but most people, they have that one area that they talk about.
Right.
Do you do that, or can you speak on almost anything once it's motivational?
Yeah, so I typically have a variety of areas that I can touch upon, and a lot of times when I get requests, the requests actually vary too. So it's just, it might be speaking from a motivational perspective on academia, so education or professional development, personal development, on how to prepare for a new school year if we're speaking to students, or even speaking to parents. Encouraging and motivating parents to be involved in their child's lives or children's lives, and also just different kind of topics that just speak to motivation and encouragement generally, because a lot of the things that I've experienced, I have formulated my own perspectives and my own opinions on these, and based on the way that I've kind of gone through life, I have certainly my own bases and perspectives on what I think would be helpful for success. And so I speak from that perspective. And I also try not to limit things in a way where it's like it has to go this way, because I don't think one way is the only way. And so I speak in such a way as well that really communicates that message that, you know, this is not the only way, this is not the only solution to success or the only path to success, but here are some strong recommendations from my perspective based on my journey, my experiences, and just it's not just for things that I have experienced personally, but from what I've seen with friends, with family, and with others as well. And it's really just kind of growing, it's going and growing through life together, right? And taking some of the best jewels from the various experiences and disseminating that to the public.
I was going to say, how much do you charge, Lloyd? Well, I'm just kidding. No. We'll keep that for the package.
Right.
No, Lloyd, we've got to. Now that we know who Lloyd Barker is,
yes.
When we come back from our break, we'll look at the Pursuit of Excellence platform and how you got to that point. Thanks to our sponsor this morning, Cayman Insurance Center and Total Health.
Homeowners, protecting your family and property is crucial during the season, and you should always assess insurance needs long before a storm makes landfall. Most insurers won't issue new policies or increases when a storm is imminent. Cayman Insurance Center's team of professionals can help owners like you find the most comprehensive coverage and competitive rates. Call the insurance professionals at Cayman Insurance Center 949-4657 or email info@cic.com.ky. Don't take chances with your family's future or your valuable assets. Call Cayman Insurance Center's insurance professionals today at 949-4657.
Each one of us is different, and so are our health needs. Health City's executive health checks are packaged for you as an individual, including optional add-ons tailored to your health journey. We have a variety of health checks to suit your age, gender, lifestyle, and family medical history. Visit healthcity.ky to find the health check package that suits you best and book your Health City health check today. At Health City, we know healthy looks different on everyone.
Who will be the new queen? Miss Universe Cayman Islands will crown a new queen Saturday, September 2nd at the Westin Cayman Resort. Witness 5 stunning contestants as they hit the stage to become your national queen at the Miss Universe Cayman Islands 2023 competition finals and coronation. Be in the audience of this fabulous gala while being streamed live on the Miss Universe platform. 5 beautiful ladies, 1 crown on 1 fabulous night. Get your tickets at eventpro.ky or Funky Monkey at Governor Square. Miss Universe Cayman Islands 2023, Saturday, September 2nd at the Westin Cayman Resort. You don't want to miss it.
Further to the passage of the Education Amendment Act 2022, schools must develop policies to prevent bullying and create a welcoming and safe learning atmosphere for students. If you have reason to believe that your child is being bullied by another member of the school community, encourage them to report it to an educator, allowing them to respond quickly to protect our children and ensure their well-being. Learn more at gov.ky/education.
Business Boss. Business Boss with your host, Anita Khan.
And we're looking at the Pursuit of Excellence platform foundation. And we have in the studio the executive director of the Pursuit of Excellence Foundation. I have to get the word right. The executive director, Mr. Lloyd Barker, Jr. Lloyd, now we know who, your journey so far. Right. So far, that little journey right there. There's a lot more. There's a long way more to go.
Right.
I just want to know, going back to being a motivational speaker, how important is it to know your audience?
it's extremely important to know your audience, and that's one of the critical things when preparing. So one of the first questions that is asked is, well, to whom will I be speaking? To whom will I be addressing? Just because you change your content accordingly. And it's so important to connect with your audience. And in order for you to connect with the audience, you have to understand who those persons are, right? And it can vary. It can vary from profession, from area to age, gender, from, just generally where persons are from, just because people are used to different kinds of communications, and it's important to try to accommodate that in order for your message to be effectively received. Right? And that's why that's important. It's not just about getting up and motivating the masses based on what you think is helpful. Let me just motivate everyone. It's really not just about that. It's not that simple. It's about really fine-tuning and being attentive to detail as it relates to your audience and the topic.
Well, I'm pretty sure that every time you get up on stage and you stand behind the podium and you deliver, I'm sure your audience is always happy with what you've delivered. I'm pretty sure that, Lloyd. But you know what? My broadcasting teacher, Miss Sue Watley, used to say, "Good morning, Miss Sue, if you're listening." If she ever listens to the radio, she used to say, if there's one thing that the audience can remember about your speech, that means you've had good speech.
And that's so funny because
just one thing.
Right. And there's always something, because sometimes I'm having certain speeches and talks generally, and I am serious and focused, but then I'll throw something in there that's like, okay, some sort of a chuckle. I always say to people, listen, I'm not a comedian. I don't think I'm funny. You know what I mean? But when I'm on the stage, it's just sometimes certain things just come up and it's like, where'd you get that from? But it really just makes it, yeah. And then that's the thing. I enjoy being on the stage. I enjoy encouraging people, making people's day. I enjoy just really seeing the smiles on people's faces and so forth. And really, it's just about also knowing what is appropriate, right, in the circumstances, because you can't do the same things that you would do at a primary school, that you would do at, say, the kind of senior board of directors for a particular company. It's just a different kind of approach, right? And again, it goes back to the idea of knowing your audience.
Lord, there's so much about you that we can talk about. You are proud of them, all that, but we have to get, before our time is over, we have to get to the pursuit of excellence, the Lloyd Barker Foundation. Now, Lloyd, how did you come up with all of this? What made you want to establish this foundation?
Yeah, I really like that question because I think it's such an interesting history. And just dating back to 2012, I was nominated for the Yantel McGaw Youth Community Excellence Award. And I was actually nominated by the Junior Achievement franchise, right? And they nominated me for my involvement in the community and works of such nature. And I was a finalist, so top 5. I got a call the day before the ceremony, the final award ceremony, which basically requested that I prepare what I would do for the next 2 years if I won. And so all finalists had to prepare something similar. And when I sat down, remember now, this is just less than 24 hours before. When I sat down and started to prepare something, I thought, well, I'm here as a finalist for this community award. I am 19 years old. This is something that I have a passion for, right? I don't want to do something for just 2 years. I'd like to do something on more of a long-term basis. I'd like this to be the start of a lifelong project and initiative. Since this is what I'm doing, now is the time. I'm out of high school. I'm just 1 year into university, going into my second year. So let's do this, right? And I prepared something called the Pursuit of Excellence platform. And it looked somewhat different to what we have right now, but that was basically the foundation to what I have right now. And for the Pursuit of Excellence platform, it was focused on academia, youth empowerment, youth encouragement, and social drives for community development. And I actually didn't think I was going to win the Yantamagaw Youth Community Excellence Award, because about 6 weeks to 2 months after the ceremony, I would have had to head over to Canada to begin my undergrad there. And I know oftentimes when you win certain local awards, they actually want you to be on the ground so that you can render services to the community and really just be present, right? So in my proposal, I also included recommendations or suggestions for things that I would do from afar, from abroad, right? Because realistically, I wouldn't be here, so I wouldn't be able to go into the schools and speak to students and things of that nature. So I proposed certain things like one-page articles and whatnot. And we fast forward now to the day of the ceremony, and I actually won.
Wow.
And I was pleasantly surprised, because not only for the fact that I would have been off island, but also because I was up against certain other young persons who were also very passionate and inspiring and just very helpful in the community. So it wasn't like it was a sure, quote unquote, win, right? Because all of us would have worked extremely hard to that point. And I won and had to execute. And so I started executing from abroad in terms of getting the articles out as promised and things like that. I got students and teachers to read the articles, read them in assemblies. It was just a way to encourage students via text and just keep it short and sweet, because, you know, people don't really want to read too many things on top of what they already have to read for their studies. And I then just kind of proceeded in that fashion. Once I got back to Cayman, though, from school, things took a positive turn, because now I'm back on island and now I'm able to do things in person.
Around. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And so, yeah, so that's basically how it started, and I've just continued since.
Okay. Now, you recently hosted a back-to-school event. How did that go?
Yeah, so this year I hosted the 5th annual Ready, Set, Learn Back to School event, and
the
it
fifth
was
one, you said?
Fifth one.
Fifth, okay.
Yes.
All
So
right.
this was the 5th
Awesome.
year. So we started it, which is so funny, because during the life of the platform, we also had the Pursuit of Excellence Award, where we've awarded about 14 students to date for their excellence in academics, character, and community service. And it's 2 students a year, basically. And save for the years where no students were awarded because of COVID and things of that nature, we've awarded quite a number of students over the years. And then once I actually returned on the ground, so in 2018, I remember I got back on the 1st of August. And I had the idea some days before that to have a back-to-school event. And I got back on the island on the 1st of August and literally removed my shoes and went straight to my computer and started preparing request letters for support, for assistance. And because of the new act at the time, so the Nonprofit Organization Act, we had to get the nonprofit registered as a foundation. And that's how Pursuit of Excellence, the Lloyd Barker Foundation, was formally established in 2018. And I got such help from the registrar at the government office during this registration process, because we didn't have a lot of time. And so they were very helpful, and they made things speedy and got things done in an express manner, which was super helpful, because then I was able to solicit funds from the public in order to get some assistance from different vendors and whatnot. And so we did that in the first year, and I said to myself, Lloyd, you only have 2 weeks to plan this event. And if it works out, fantastic. If it doesn't, you have to understand you didn't have a lot of time. And I started sending letters out, and I'm so happy because we were actually able to raise enough funds to hold mini back to school event where we had some books and pens and pencils and some of the key essentials for students. We didn't have any backpacks at the time because you need time for that, right? To get those produced and whatnot. But we were able to prepare something where it's an outdoor venue, so no charge for a venue. And we also had some water on hand. And this was the first year. Right?
Just water and
the supplies. Right? We had some face painting by RDR Design and also coloring booths. So that was good. Second year, it was something similar, but it was indoor this time, and we had decent food, right? And we had more supplies. In the third year, we had drawstring bags for the foundation. So it had the Pursuit of Excellence Foundation labeled on the drawstring bag. So this time, instead of having retail bags from certain sponsors, we actually had our own bags in which to put the supplies. So just slow progress. And we also went over to the BRAC to do the very same thing. In the fourth year, same thing, but that time we had backpacks, which is a huge progress, right?
And the backpack has the label on it too?
Yes, so last year's backpack had the labels on them as well. And so just steady progress. And then this year, for the fifth year, we were able to do some of the same things, but we had some partners. One of the partners was Digicel, and they were very much on hand to support, and they helped in a huge way. And we have a number of sponsors that I'll be able to list out as well. Because
so obviously each year you're getting better and better. You're upping the ante every year.
Yes, yes. Right. Upping the ante every year. But it has to go with thanks to the community, though, because I've been getting a lot of support from sponsors. And, you know, as mentioned, I'll be able to list them. So the sponsors, we have a long list of sponsors, and I definitely want to recognize them all. So the Lions Club of Grand Cayman sponsored, they assisted with the venue. So we actually hosted in Grand Cayman at the Lions Center. And we also had AR Rentals, who assisted with sound and music and things of that nature. Aquarius General Contractors. We had BAF Insurance, BRAC Reef Beach Resort. They assisted with food over in the BRAC. Also a special shout out to Cayman Airways because they've assisted in so many aspects, including getting the volunteers over to the Cayman BRAC, and so it really helped with relieving some of the costs there, and then also with sending some of the items over to Cayman BRAC so that we don't have to lug everything on the flight, right? So Cayman Airways Cargo really assisted. And then we have Simboco as well, who helped with relieving some of the costs for the volunteers for food. That was important. I was trying to make sure I take care of the, right? Making sure I take care of the volunteers. And Cost You Less always supports, and they were supporting this year. Custom Tees. I have on one of the t-shirts from the Custom Tees where they help us with costs and things of that nature. Digicel was one of the partners this year, and we had Digicel on board in a huge way. They were really helpful and instrumental in the planning in terms of the products that they offered and just their involvement generally. DJ Blessed was on hand. I actually went to school at Wesleyan with DJ Blessed, so Jerome Bailey, and he actually was on board, and it's so cool to have him having been involved, because during Wesleyan you'd never know that we'd have been in this position many years later, over 10 years later, right? So it's really fascinating. So shout out to DJ Blessed. Foster's is always super helpful with coming on board and helping us with discounts to supplies and so on. And we also had Island Taste with food. J. Michael assists with shirts annually. Journey Ministries, shout out to Pastor Felix Manzanares for always assisting, and his congregation as well. We have Kurt Market who assists, and we usually use their assistance for food. Mama Ruby's Treats, and they help.
What did she provide?
They provided some banana bread.
Okay, just wanted to know.
Some banana bread. Nassau Cayman Limited. Party Source helped the bouncing castle. We had a bouncing castle for the first time this year, and you know the kids love that.
Getting bigger and bigger, Lloyd.
You know.
Wow. Okay, go on.
And we have PricewaterhouseCoopers. Always assist. They assist us financially, but then they also reach out to staff in order to get staff to donate. So really just like a team or a firm firm-wide involvement, right, which is really, really instrumental. RDR Design helps every year with the design, so all the graphics, all the flyers, and the everything RDR Design usually comes through as it relates to creative. The Performance Lab, a friend of mine who owns a Performance Lab, Kendall Ebanks, he's always been willing to assist, and he assisted this year. And just winding it down, we have Tortuga as well, who assisted with food, Vonto's Enterprise, who assisted with various aspects, and we have Waffle Monkey, who also assisted with various aspects and some gift cards, and we have Walkers as well, who assisted in the first 3 years, and then also for the last 2 years increased their level of support tremendously, which helped us to do so many great things. So with all of those sponsors, it really helped us to make the event happen and make the event a success. And so that's the reason, even though we talk about, yes, progression on an annual basis, I can't say, oh yes, progression on an annual basis without giving special gratitude to the various sponsors. I mean, those were 26 names. And
I'm just thinking, you have a marketing team, Lloyd, or you do this by yourself?
so right now, I do most of the heavy lifting, but I have a volunteer team of about 50 people who I can usually pull on.
Nice.
And obviously everyone has work and things like that, but I usually try to get their help as much as I can. Sometimes it's a bit difficult to delegate certain things, right? But I do get a lot of assistance, a lot of support throughout the journey.
Okay, we have a caller, Lloyd, but before we go to the caller, we're going to take a quick break. Thanks to our sponsors this morning, Cayman Insurance Center and Total Health.
Stop kicking that old washer or dryer and stressing out. Brand Source Home Gallery is having an August laundry sale. Save up to 15% on all brands. That's right, save up to 15% on GE, Samsung, LG, Beko, Frigidaire, Electrolux, and even heavy-duty commercial washers and dryers, both gas and electric. Shop Brand Source Home Gallery in August and find the island's largest selection of washers and dryers and save during the August laundry sale. Visit Brand Source Home Gallery on Dorsey Drive in Industrial Park or call 623-5000.
Looking to grow your business? We got this. Yellow Media Group has a proven track record for successfully marketing over 10,000 businesses on the web, expanding our customers' reach and providing measurable results. With the Caribbean's largest team of certified digital consultants, we handle everything from website development to search engine marketing and much more. So don't worry, we got this. For a free consultation, contact Lee Hipkins at 936-1981.
Radio Cayman News.
Cayman gets slammed by torrential rain, lightning, and thunder today.
Boy, it is wet out here. The rain really started coming down within the last half an hour.
Port Authority facility was struck by lightning.
But if we're all careful, then we can all get home safely.
Radio Cayman. Your voice, your choice for today's biggest news.
Ready for more fun, more data, and endless connections? Digicel's all-new postpaid plans got you covered. Get more entertainment data for Netflix, Spotify, YouTube, and TikTok. Endless social data for WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Roaming data for the USA, Canada, and the Caribbean. And more international minutes than ever before. Stay connected on the fastest, most reliable network in Cayman. Make the switch today. Digicel. Better connected.
Business Boss. Business Boss with your host, Anita Khan.
Welcome back. We have in the studio, in case you missed the whole part of this segment, we have in the studio Mr. Lloyd Barker Jr. Lloyd is the Executive Director of the Pursuit of Excellence Foundation, and he's here to talk about it. We've been discussing this morning, and we have a caller on the line. Caller, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Anita. Good morning, Lloyd. It's Zita May.
Good morning, Zita. How are you?
Good morning, Miss Zita.
Hi. I'm just calling to give a shout out to Lloyd this morning and saying proud of you. And, you know, came from humble beginnings right there in Bolson Bay.
Yes,
and
Mom.
we're just proud of you.
Yes, Mom. Thank you so much. And Miss Zita, thank you as well for always being such a source of support and encouragement. I know that we'll run into each other sometimes in the supermarket or just anywhere, and then you're always just such a light, not only to me, but also to other people. So a special thank you for that.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Miss Zita.
Okay, Zita, take care. She's always rooting everybody. You know, she's always there to support,
Yes,
whatever it is.
Absolutely.
And I want to put my 2 cents in there too. Congratulations, Lloyd.
Thank you.
You know,
I appreciate it.
We always support you over here at Radio Cayman. You know that.
Yes,
You'll always be a Radio Cayman baby.
I know. Thank you. And thanks to everybody at Radio Cayman as well.
So, Lloyd, you mentioned that you had a quote that you want to share this morning?
Yes. So just on my Instagram yesterday, I told everyone that I would be on the Business Buzz this morning, and and asked them if there's a particular quote that they wanted me to reference, and I gave an option. I gave 4 options, and the one that won was keep going. Okay. And someone actually gave a little kind of testimonial or message as to the reason this one is important to him, and I kind of take that as this is why it would have been important to almost everyone else. And it's just the idea that a lot of people are going through so much in life, and they're fighting so many trials, so many battles and challenges generally, and I just want to take this opportunity to encourage everyone to keep going, to encourage you not to give up, not to quit, because if you quit, you haven't given yourself the opportunity to win. You haven't given yourself the opportunity to stretch yourself, to develop, to grow. And so many times we look at challenges as insurmountable and as though we're unable to attain, or we're unable to obtain, but we can. Sometimes we look at other people and we think that they are better, they are stronger, they are wiser, they're smarter, they're in a better position. But a lot of times what separates one person from the other is a willingness to keep going. So I want to encourage everyone out there this morning, if you're going towards a new job, a new opportunity, a new venture, just keep going. Don't give up. There are so many persons who are in the gym and they're not seeing the results as quickly as they want to see them. But I guarantee you the consistent hard work, the consistent diligence will make a difference. So keep going. Sometimes we need to take a step back and just reflect on the progress we've made, but keep going.
Keep going. That's the word for today.
Yes.
Susan, keep going. Don't give up. You can win. You got this. We got this. We got this, Lloyd. Thank you for that, Lloyd.
No problem.
Now, let's go back quickly, Lloyd, to the Pursuit of Excellence Award. How can schools or individuals submit nominations for the award for the 2023-2024?
Yep. So I typically will send emails out to the various institutions and just solicit nominations. But if there is a school listening right now, so the principal, teachers, and you would like to reach out, you can reach out to POE by Lloyd Barker at gmail.com. So that's POE by LLOYD BARKER at gmail.com, and just to let me know that you're interested in applying. And this is for the high school level, but we might be able to extend it to the primary levels for the current school year. So please feel free to reach out. And what that does is it helps to know the correct source of contact. So in order to reach out to the schools, because sometimes we have various email addresses for the schools, and we might reach out to a particular address and it's not current, right? So it will be helpful if you all can reach out, then that would be great, but I'll ultimately send emails around.
What are some of the other projects that the foundation is working on for the remainder of the year?
Yeah, so right now we're actually looking at preparing in a huge way for next year's Ready, Set, Learn event, just because of the demand that we saw this year. And usually we start the preparations a bit later on in the year, but we're actually going to start that much sooner in order to ensure that we accommodate a bigger variety, and also just to ensure that we make the event as big as the public requires, right? And so that's one of the main things right now. So we're working on the post-event things at the moment, so press releases and things of that nature, and then we'll take it from there. And also the Pursuit of Excellence Award, the preparations for that will come up too. And then over the years, we'll continue to just develop and add additional kind of ventures and initiatives in terms of, say, cleanups and so on. So we have certain plans in place, but ultimately the idea is really just to help with the development of the island.
And you have space for more sponsors, right?
And we always have space for more support. Yes, we always have space for more support. And so many sponsors have been coming on board, and I want to say a huge thank you, and also a special thank you to all of the volunteers who have assisted in any way, shape, or form from 2012 until now. But certainly a special thank you for the assistance this year at this year's Ready, Set, Learn event. And we always have space for more assistance, more sponsors, more volunteers, because the demand is very much there, and we just want to do as much as we can for the Cayman community.
Lloyd, we can go on talking for the next hour, but we don't have time. But before I let you go, because I know you have to go to work, what advice would you offer parents or guardians in supporting their children, especially in their academic pursuits?
Well, one of the pieces of advice that I'd give is to ensure that you're involved and that you show interest. I think no matter what, one of the things that children will always remember is how interested parents and guardians are in their lives. And it's so important to have that source of support. Sometimes when children go on the road, go to school, go in public generally, sometimes they're not sure, they're not confident, they're not empowered. And the reason for that is because they're not getting the empowerment or encouragement that they need from home. And so I encourage and implore all parents and guardians to strive to be interested and involved in their child's life, and then also to strive to empower them, because when they're empowered, they move differently in public, they act differently in public, and they go after their goals differently in public. So I encourage you, be involved.
Thank you so much, Lloyd, and we wish you all the best as you continue with whatever you do, whether you're professionally or motivational speeches, just your journey. We want to encourage you and wish you all the best. God bless you. I want to thank Zita for calling this morning, Susan for holding it down, and for producing the buzz, and also our sponsors, Cayman Insurance Center and Total Health. Of course, you, our listeners, and our viewers, we want to thank you. Until Tuesday, God's willing, we'll see you again. In the meantime, have a wonderful Thursday.
Continuing the Caymanian tradition. Let Cora keep my ground so clean. The heart and soul of the Cayman people. Thank you for keeping the culture alive.
Let's read the news every day. From East End to Georgetown.